All right, there he is.
Peace, peace.
Money
What's good?
kid.
No, what's up?
What's going on? How y'all doing?
Peace,
I'm good.
brother. Good, good, man. Feeling good. How you feel, brother?
I'm all right. I'm good. You know, the weather kind of bad out here, but we surviving.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. Oh shit,
Yeah,
we
man.
seen damn near 2-3 seasons in one day today.
I know, man. Hey, it's just a sign of the times, man. Listen. I understand what's going on in the world.
Most definitely.
Number
Most definitely. Most definitely. All right. So I got Ray, the writer, on with us. And this is Smiz The Money Kid.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm gonna
Happy to
give
be here.
yes, sir. I'm gonna give just a brief introduction, and then I want you to pick it up from there, brother. All
Okay.
right. Smiz The Money Kid, born in the Brownsville section of Brooklyn, New York,
Yes, sir. Yes,
raised
sir.
in Sawyertown section of Elizabeth City, North Carolina.
Yes, sir.
So much love over there to the East Coast.
Yeah.
yes.
Smiz is 1/4 of the Brooklyn-based super group Ghetto Mentality and half of the multimedia duo and group The Office Boys New York. And
Yes,
Smiz
sir.
also is a graduate from the Institute of Audio Research in New York City, where he studied recording, engineering, and producing with an emphasis on the business of music and post-production. Smiz
Yes,
The Money
sir.
Kid, y'all.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Appreciate you coming on, brother.
Appreciate it, man. And just for the audience, I know I'm in and I got my shades on, but I was always told eyes are the window to the soul, and I stayed and I try to protect mine. That's it. That's
Hey,
it.
that's what's up.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
what's
sir.
up. Yeah, finally we get a chance to get with you, man.
Yes, sir.
We had your music for a minute. It's
Okay.
been a minute. That's one of
It's
my
been a
favorites.
minute.
Man.
Yeah, it's
Hey,
been a
that's
minute.
a song that everybody can really relate to. So
Yeah.
it's easy to bob your head to it and get into it. You know what I'm saying? Nice
Right.
track, flow, and all
Right.
that. And we're gonna play that here in a minute. But
Okay. Okay.
tell us more about yourself here, Smiz.
Well, it's been a minute. That was actually the first track that I made for the album iPhone 13. And that's kind of how the title came. It had been a minute since I had been in that creative space, and just kind of I'm more of we got a thing what we call fresh out of heaven. Like I'm a songwriter. I'm really into the music and the art of it. So I be motivated by the spirit. So when it download to me, I just kind of run with it. And it's been a minute with just it's really been a minute. Even like with the words in the song, the first line is like, it's been a minute since I had my pen in focus. You know what I mean? And it had been a minute. So it just kind of was the theme that kind of set off the album, iPhone 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you just
Yeah.
released that joint, what, December? Is that right?
November 22nd. Yup.
November?
Yeah. It's been a couple months. Yup.
Okay.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So,
I love it.
what you got, Ray?
Yeah, I had heard a lot about you. Like, he played a good amount of your songs of like
Okay.
that I've been on the team and things like that. So it's
Okay.
good to actually finally put a face to who this person is, and that we can
Okay.
talk to you about what's going on.
Well, thank you. Thank you. It's
Yeah.
hey. It's always as an indie artist. It's always good to hear that people had heard of you, let you know that the work you putting in it is resonating with the people.
Yeah, for
So that's
sure.
a good thing. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. So how did you get into, well, how did you become Smiz the Money Kid?
Um, I've always been a money kid. Like I'm gonna just keep it real with you. Like my pops was like, listen, I can't even sugarcoat it. My pops was like a weed kingpin type of dude for back in the days. It is what it is. It's
Right.
And I kind of grew up where money wasn't. I didn't grow up like poor. You know what I mean? I was the only child for like 10 years, so I was kind of, I would say, privileged in a sense where I didn't really want for much, but I had to learn a lot about money because I was very wasteful as a kid. So my parents made me learn about the dollar bill, learn about the value of money, learn about how to earn your own money. Like, so that's kind of where the money kid thing comes from. And my childhood name is Smiley. And one of my bands from East New York named Josh, shout out to Ja. He used to put the is on everybody's name. His name was Ja. We called him Jizz. They used to call me Smiz all the time. And I kind of put the Smiz and the Money Kid together, and this became Smiz the Money Kid. Yeah.
Hey, quite a clever right there.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
So how do you describe your musicality?
Again, I'm gonna be honest. Me and my brother Villadon, shout out to Villadon, we like to call the style educated streets. Like the environment I grew up in is like church on one end, drugs on the other corner. You know what I mean? It's like that's kind of like what my style is, a mixture of the streets, God, and just navigating the pitfalls of being human for the most part. And making it rhyme.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who are some influential artists to you? It could be new, old, it doesn't matter.
You know what? I'm a very weird type of artist. I always say Michael Jackson had to be one that was very influential because, and it wasn't about his singing style, it was more about how his dance moves. It was something about him and the way he became an instrument when it comes to the music, and the way his certain snaps and points when it comes to like the snare and the kick. I always thought if I could mimic my flow and style behind the way Michael Jackson dances to the music, then I might could get into my own groove of finding pockets in the music. So Mike got to be like the biggest influence just from an artistic perspective. I really wasn't a big fan. I love hip hop and all that, but I never was like a diehard go to the record store and fan out behind an artist, because I've always been a writer. I've always aspired to do what they did, but I didn't really see what made them so much different than me. If I had the opportunity, I always felt like if I had the opportunity for the world to hear me, then I could possibly be revered as one of those. If I had the machine, and because I understand how the machine works when it comes to suggestive programming and drilling certain images and songs in people's heads. Because our favorites are not always our favorites. It's just things that we've heard so much that we just become fans of songs we don't even like. So
right.
Okay.
Yeah. I was thinking about you being from the East Coast, Brooklyn, by the way,
sir.
that you would be definitely dead on a lot of the Brooklyn artists, you know what I'm saying? New York artists, period. Because I'm from Mississippi. I'm from Mississippi. So, but it was the East Coast that really, you know what I'm saying, drew me in. You know what I mean?
I'm definitely a fan. And I couldn't say one specific artist, because being born in Brooklyn and raised down south, I kind of had the opportunity to take that hip hop element of New York City and bring it back with me to the South, where there was no access to like hip hop or rap music at the time. So it really wasn't one particular artist. It was hip hop itself. It was the breakdance. It was the graffiti. It was being able to hear what they call it, pirate radio. You know what I mean? And college radio stations that played that hip hop, and then coming down south where there wasn't an avenue for it, because at that time music and everything was slow getting to the South. So it was more just hip hop itself was more influential than I would say said artists, even though I'm a fan of a KRS-One and an MC Shan and all the originals. But when I get to studying the game, man, it's like, it's a lot of things you know what, I try to, when I get, I'm so unfiltered that people try to remind me of certain things I shouldn't say, or I should be more politically correct, but it's hard for me to do that.
No, say what you
No, thank you. Like they've lied to us. Like everybody kind of lied to us. People lied. Like this is one debate I have with my brothers talking about the origin of hip hop. Okay, they told us all that lies that hip hop started in the Bronx. But there are evidence of hip hop being in Brooklyn and in Queens in the late 60s. And I did some research, and I know about Pid Meek Markham, You know what I mean? And he was rapping on a song called "Here Comes the Judge." This is in the '60s. He used to be on like the Flip Wilson show. So, and doing that knowledge, it's like, okay, I understand y'all saying hip hop started in the Bronx. I get it, but just because the Bronx was doing that at that time doesn't mean that other places were not having their own functions at the time. And it's a documentary out there now on YouTube where they're talking about it and going to these DJs in Brooklyn and in Queens, and they're mentioning how they were doing their thing way before they heard of a Kool Herc. Or like or they speak of a Grandmaster Flowers out of Brooklyn that was supposed to be the original Grandmaster that Grandmaster Flash got his name from. So those type of debates are things where you start to rub people the wrong way when you get into those conversations because of the monetary legacy that people have built off of these folklore things. And me, I'm just like, man, I'm a student of music. The truth is the truth. You know what I mean? I'm not bound by no label or under a contract to where I can't speak on what I feel the truth is, like most. So it gets me in trouble a lot,
Well, you don't bump that radio. We want you to do.
I love it. Yes. I love it. And I was skeptical. I was like, yo, I don't want to curse. I want to make sure I don't come off to like this. I could be condescending, arrogant. It is what it is. Like, I study the game. I understand the science of music. I understand the business of music. And it's sad how you could take a De La Soul who after 30 years still didn't own the rights to their music. You know what I mean? With Angie, rest in peace to Angie Stone, what she was that saying for 20 years. Anita Baker, like, I'm trying to think, where is it? At what point did our people not learn the business? Like, why didn't we figure that we are the business of it? And
wouldn't be no business without us.
Exactly. Even from slavery, from back, we were the first business. We are the money.
Exactly.
We were the value of what value was, from work, from just everything that we did was valuable. And a lot of us don't even see the value in ourselves because we've placed it on material things. So, yeah.
That's what's up.
It's sad though, but like now people are becoming more aware of like how the music industry works and stuff like that. So a lot of artists now are becoming independent, because they now they know, like, okay, on the back end they actually doing this with my music, and I gotta do this. They're not gonna give me this. You know what I mean? So it's like now, since people are becoming more aware of that, it's like it's in the music industry, like the agency, they might be in trouble. In the next couple of years to come, when more people start becoming awakened to what's going on. But
yes.
Yeah, it's just like when people see those flashy things and they see like this person came up with their music, not even a millionaire, but whole time behind the scenes, they really not making millions of dollars.
Listen, I was married, and my ex-wife is a songwriter, and she's actually still signed to one of the majors as a songwriter. So I've been behind the scenes and seen that. When that camera go off, things are a little different. How it looks in front of the camera, what happens after the camera goes off, and you take those clothes off from the styler and that vehicle, you get out of that vehicle and they go hop on the train to go home. Like, It just put things into reality. But when you see TV, no one will ever believe that they're not living this fantastic life. It's all an illusion. It's all an illusion.
For sure.
And it's hard to tell an independent artist that this is not real. This is not, what's tangible? What's tangible is owning your music and being able to create a legacy and willing it to your kids so that when you're no longer here, your kids can continue to monetize your art. That's what's legacy, not the fallacies of cars, clothes, nightclubs. You know how it is.
Everything that can disappear in a minute, basically.
Yes. You can't eat that. Your kids cannot eat fame.
Yeah, exactly. Because look at all the people that lost their homes, big beautiful homes.
Man,
in California, they pretty much lost everything.
Right. And who's there for them?
Anything? Yeah.
And who's there? Who can they turn to? Like,
right.
Not the government. The people at one time people were a unit, but people are so separated now. People don't know their neighbors anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I grew up in an area where the people around you looked out for you. Like they made sure, even now with little cousins and things, I try to instill the things that I learned young so that you don't get blindsided by how technology has changed the outlook of how kids see the world. Like they don't know nothing about a signature. Kids don't know how to sign their own names. Like it's weird. So how would you? I don't know how you would sign a check. I don't get it. The e-signature is a whole nother thing for me.
Right.
It's a whole nother. Yeah.
A fake signature that ain't even your signature. Something
Right.
made up. And you put your name to it, and you're bound to whatever it is you just put your name to.
Right.
So yeah, the fact is that the big machine that we know is broken. Now it's broken because the industry's just changing, overall. But I think it's coming to a second big change because the first change was with the whole technology, the whole streaming thing, and looked like my screen froze. But and now I think the next, is going to be another change, whereas hopefully a lot of independent artists see the value in themselves opposed to signing these major label 360 deals and things like that and barely eating.
See, I'm not against whatever you need to do to change your living situation. But the thing is, when you get that advance money, what do you do with it? Mm-hmm. Do you use that? Like if I was to sign a 360 deal, which I never would do. Like I've had situations, and I was just talking with my guy Bane earlier about, you know what? It probably was meant for me not to have gotten a record deal because I wouldn't have survived because I can read contracts. So once I start to read the contract and understand the lingo and the jargon, it's hard to be taken advantage of. And no label wants to sign an artist who understands how the business works. Because then you can't be taken advantage of. Mm-hmm. So it's like, it's almost a conflict. But with the labels, it's like the labels own the content though. They own the music already. So why do they really don't need an artist? They can AI you now.
True. They're just like Snoop. Snoop just said last week that he got a plaque or something for 1 billion streams on Spotify.
Okay.
1 billion streams. And he said his check was for $40,000.
Okay.
You've got 1 billion streams, but only made $40,000. He said he took his stuff off of Spotify instantly.
So this is what I would ask Snoop. I would ask Snoop, who administers the business side of the music? Like, are you uploading your music directly to Spotify, or is there a third party in between? Because what I know is that there are only 3 major labels that supply all genres of music. We do know this, right?
Right. UMG, you name them. UMG,
Sony, and Warner Brothers.
Warner Brothers, yeah.
Everything else falls under them. Interscope, Atlantic falls under those 3. And they are also the 3 who controls the movie industry. Correct? Exactly. Warner Brothers. Okay. So when you have this, then they have deals with Spotify because they control the mass of the music that's being consumed from major artists. So of course they have a deal with Spotify to where they're getting 70 to 80% of the streaming revenue because they own the rights to the masses of the music.
Anyway, yeah.
So if you're in that type of situation, then I can see you getting pennies. But someone like me who's independent, and I deal with CD Baby, even though I got issues with them right now. I'm at war with them right now. But one thing about CD Baby is I can set my payout to $10, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, it's like, okay, I look at it as being on the block. I'm like, okay, every time I make $10, they send me some money. So I'm like, if I'm able to generate the smallest amount of money that comes directly to me, then if I was in a position like a Snoop Dogg or had a certain type of financial machine I could put behind myself, I could change the narrative on how much I get paid from streaming because I would be dealing directly with the streamers. I wouldn't be having a third-party machine or an independent machine in between that's handling the business. You know, Snoop is not sitting down negotiating the fee or understanding the fee that's negotiated. He's probably generating more money than that, but the steps that it takes to get to his account may be small, but the people in front of him are getting the bigger check. Right. That's a fact. Yeah, because Spotify, now you have to have at least 1,000 streams on Spotify before you can even monetize the song. Which makes it bad for indie artists, because if you don't have a fan base, then how are you able to monetize your streams on Spotify if you're not even at 1,000 streams?
Exactly. You see, but that's just a testament of the things they do. You know, the little underhanded little things they do just to, you know, keep their pockets greased. I'll say that.
The American way.
It's definitely not for your benefit. You know what I mean?
Right.
But man, I love this conversation. You got a question for him, Ray? Because I want to play. It's been a minute.
Yes.
He is talking some good stuff though, for sure.
I love it, right?
Yeah.
I love it. These are the type of conversations I love, because somebody has to tell the truth. Somebody has to put it out there. And I know that I'm not the type of person I am. I know you can't send women my way. You can't buy me with money. You can't, you can't trick me. Technology doesn't work on me. So I know that a person like me is a threat. I understand why a Nipsey is not here. I understand why Tupac is not here. I understand why Malcolm is not here. You know what I mean? I understand, because you cannot shut up the voice of power. You know, when the people listen and you're talking that language of the ancestors to where people are able to digest it and use it to empower themselves, it's a problem. It's a problem, because once I get you thinking, then you can choose wisely versus moving off of your emotion and thinking about it when the consequences are there. That's just in life. I know a lot of people sitting in prison think, you know what, if I had just thought about this, if I had just went left instead of right, if I had just made a second decision before I made the first, then maybe I wouldn't be here. Because afterwards you think about, you know what, maybe I should have got in that car, maybe I shouldn't have answered that phone, maybe I shouldn't have took the gun with me. It's too late now. But if you could just do that first, I think you could save a lot of lives.
Man.
Yeah.
Facts. Hey, it's Smiz The MoneyKid, y'all.
Thank you.
That's what's up. Hey, so man, we gonna take it straight to it, bro. And we're gonna run that. It's been a minute.
Okay.
Let's go.
Yeah, man.
Oh yeah, that's my shit right there.
Yo, shout out my. Let me shout out my guy Bang, man, because there's this little story behind that. So you listen to the album, right? There's an original version of It's Been a Minute. And when I told Bang, I'm like, yo, Bang, I'm about to drop the album. He's like, yo, send me some of that music. And I sent him, he was like, yo, I love that. It's been a minute. She's like, yo, can I add something to it? I'm like, yo, Bang, do your thing, whatever you want to do, bro. He's like, send it to me. And he added some of the extra pianos and broke it down like that. So, you know, I'm always enthused when the producer's like, yo, I like what you're doing. Can I add to it? I'm like, it's all love. Plus, you know, it was perfect timing because I sent you that Three Kings, the Bleak record. You know, he produced that. That's my guy from Brooklyn. So I was like, yo, I'm like, yo, son, perfect timing. I'm gonna push the single. Like, I'm gonna just drop the single because, you know, keep your algorithm, your production algorithm going. Like, let's just run with the momentum. Like, cause I'm loving the Bleak record. You know what I mean? I'm like, that's on the major side, and I'm like, I'm indie. So like, it's just showing your production facets where you able to deal with majors and independents. And, you know, he's a real dude. He's not an industry dude. So, you know what I mean? It's good.
From out there in New York?
Yes, Bang out. He's from Brooklyn.
Okay.
He's responsible for a few our favorites. He did the In My Hood for 50. He did that. I think he did that Disco Inferno for 50. One of the biggest joints I always tell him about is I think it's Finding Nemo, and they remade Car Wash with Christina Aguilera and Missy Elliott. They reached out to him. They reached out to him for that remix. So, you know, Banger's a good friend, and he's just very humble with it.
That's
I told him it's my job. It's my job to go talk heavy for you, bro. Because I'm like, that means something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That really means something, because you like, and the fame is not. That's not what he do it for. You know what I mean? He have kids. You know what I mean? He's a family man. So I understand. Like, this is legacy. You want things that when you're not here, your kids can be able to, you know what I mean, have a part of. So anywhere I can get in, you know what I mean, with Bang, I love it, because I told him, I'm like, yeah, I got the writing part. I said the biggest thing for indie artists is having the music, like the production that sounds like the majors, and I know I could get that from him. And he don't have to hold my hand. Once I get the music, his job is done. You know what I mean? I know how to get it in, get it done, register the music, put it out. I know how to do everything that needs to be done. All I need is
him on the key.
Yes, and trust too, though. You know what I mean? Because I understand you can have a major artist may want the same track. I'm not a hater. If you got somebody that want the track, yo, Bang, get your bread. That's what you're supposed to do. But in the meantime, I'ma work. You feel me? It was like, yo, I got a few songs and a few independent movies on Tubi. I'm like, yo, bro, I'm working. People see me working, they reach out. I own the music, so it's like anything I do, I'm doing 50-50s with the producers. You know what I mean? But you got to know your business.
Exactly.
Because when I allocate your portion to your publishing and your writers, I need you to be able to collect that. Like it, because if you can't collect that, then half of my money is lingering in the air. It's not being sent anywhere because you don't have your proper business. So I really don't like doing songs with people who don't have their business together, because then I feel it's my job to just educate you. You feel me? With your ASCAPs and the MLC. Like, a lot of people don't know what the MLC is. The MLC was created. That's the Mechanical License Collective, I believe. And what they found is that there was almost $500 million in what they considered the black box of monies that should have been paid out to creators.
It just sit.
Right. You talking Audio Mac. You talking mad companies to where now their job is to collect monies and pay creators. You know what I mean? Outside of ASCAP and BMI and CSAC and Harry Fox. Even with Sound Exchange, there's another one. They collect off of internet radio and satellite radio, and they pay the rights owners and the artists. Has nothing to do with record labels, no publishing, no production. The artists and the rights owners. But if you don't know this,
pay over here.
and if you don't know that, then you're not registered. If you're not registered, then someone could be collecting on your behalf. But how would you know? You know, I've had to claim my music and then have to go into a thing to where there's 200% claimed on a song because the parent company of my distributor have went in and claimed the music. So when I claim it, now there is it's called an overlap. And the company would have 90 days to refute me being the sole owner. And none of them have ever refuted. So that lets me know that I can't say they're trying to get over, but they're banking on the ignorance of the indie artists. Because if you don't know the register and to go claim this music, then you don't know what you're missing if you don't know what to go look for. I put it like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's spooky out here, man. It's very spooky.
So much love to Bang Out.
Yeah, it's Bang. Yeah, yes, sir.
Out there in New York. Yeah, that's interesting because you know, we lost our lady over the weekend,
Angie Stone.
And
rest
that's something that yes, that's something she said just roughly almost a month ago, that 30 years in the business and she's never been paid her royalties. All the time the record company's been taking it. So,
see, again, this is man. I had this conversation with Bang, and I'm like, yo, I don't want to.
Go ahead, man. Spit it out.
I don't want to not sound sympathetic or empathetic, but right after I record a song, I go do the business. I have my own publishing company, and I'm a songwriter, so I register these songs. You feel me? As soon as it's released, I go claim it with Sound Exchange. Like, I make sure I register with the MLC. Like, I do the proper etiquette on the business before the song has legs, because once it has legs, it's hard to dial backwards. So it's just always interesting to me how an artist can. Ah, man, I'm trying to be respectful, but
yeah,
it's up.
I know what you're saying. Basically, a seasoned artist like that should know, or the management or somebody should have known.
Not just that, but I've been to court before, and I've had to hire a lawyer, but I made sure that I knew the law before I went to court, so that I would know if my lawyer's lying to me or not. So there's no way that I will rely on another company or people to do these things for me if I don't know what it is that needs to be done. You always have to check behind these people, because they forget they work for you. You don't work for them. They are being paid a service. So 20 years is like, somebody got paid, because the label's going to make sure they're getting everything they're supposed to be compensated. Just somewhere in her personal space, someone forgot to add her name to a file, forgot to put her bank account on the outgoing money, the royalties. Like, it's just weird. Yeah. Anita Baker, Prince, Mike, like, can it be a coincidence that everybody? No, because you come from these impoverished environments, and there are opportunities where you can change your life, take care of your family, take care of your kids. And who's thinking about the delicate details of a contract? Yeah. You like, man, I got mortgage, I got kids, I got a wife, I got a car note. Like, yo, I could get 500,000 right now. Listen, if you give me this check right now, where do I sign? Oh, you better sign it right now. I don't know, next week, we're not sure. You know, you got a lawyer? Well, look, you can have your lawyer look over afterwards, but we need to get this signed now, because
we'll work that out later. We work the details out later.
And who's gonna turn that down? I did. I've been to war with my group behind, like, yo, bro, I can't. Like, I understand, I want to, but it's like, I'd rather starve. I'd rather starve than be a rich slave. That's just me. Nah, because I can't eat the fame. I can't eat the money. You know what I mean? Like, nah, man. Like, I would rather be. I love being independent. I love having. For one, I have no bank account. That's for one. I have no bank account at all. I'm not a big fan of bank account. I got sent to collections for 11 cents.
What the hell?
Man,
I didn't respect it. But I have Cash App, I have PayPal, I have a reloadable debit card, and I have all the things dealing with my music incoming. So it's like, anytime I generate money from ASCAP, or I deal with CD Baby, I deal with a few distributors, and anytime I have royalties coming in or streaming money, it's all incoming for me. You know what I mean? So it was like, okay, I don't really need a bank account per se. Like, I'm still old school. I like it under the mattress. Like, you see what's going on in the world, right? Like, you see what's going on, right? So what happens when with these tariffs and everything? Yeah, what happens when your card ain't working? What's up with your money in the bank? How you get access to your funds when systems are down? What are you gonna do?
It'll be coming soon, unfortunately.
So
coming soon.
What are you gonna do? What's gonna happen when you got $250,000 in your bank account from working hard, and you want to go take out 200 just so you have something accessible? You know how many phone calls you got to go through with the bank manager? So so how you doing today, Mr. Smiz? I see you trying to take out your large amounts. There isn't the reason why. Yeah, because it's my money. No, we don't carry this much amount. Yeah, we have to go through. Man, nah, fuck all that. Give me my bread, man. Like, give me my money. I work for. Give me a word. I got the nah. I don't want that in regular life or music business. Right, I'm sorry, right. I don't. But I understand. I understand the business. So I've been trying to learn how to compromise. Cause shout out to my brother Bill Dawn, man. Like, as the Office Boys, we do a lot of marketing promoting for indie artists. And a lot of times, I can admit it, I can fuck the money up. You know what I mean? Because everybody always, like, they think they know and they think they understand, but unless you've been through the grind, like that hand-to-hand grind, it's hard to say, you know. Because when you sign a record deal, you're taken care of. You feel me? Your studio was booked, your producers are picked, your songwriters come in, you got a driver pick you up. You have somewhere to stay. You know, you go in a restaurant, you just sign your name. Like, it's all love. Until what's my man name from Death Row? Danny Boy. You remember Danny Boy from Death Row? You know, Danny Boy came out and said he's bisexual. Right, which is cool. But Danny Boy said once he did that, guys from Death Row said he owed money for them helping him bury his mother.
Wow.
So you trying to tell me when everything was love and I needed help to bury my mother, it's all love. But now that I come out being bisexual and it goes against what the Death Row Empire represented at that time, now you feel like I owe you? That's right. That's the nature of the business, though. It's all smoke and mirrors. It's all fake. I hate it. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna call you. Yeah, we're gonna get together. We're gonna do this. Like, I can't. It's hard for me to. I can't be fake. You know what I mean? If we're gonna work, we're gonna work. You feel me? Whether there's money involved or not, because I understand my value. I can add value to myself by working with someone else. I don't need you to add value to me. I got my own life. I'm comfortable in my skin. I know who I am. My mother taught me about God from a kid. You feel me? I know all about blood over the doorway. I know all about all the male babies 2 and under supposed to be murdered. I understand the story, so I always took that to heart as to say, oh, I may be one of the special ones. And in light of that, let me carry my power with me. Let me protect my peace and let me stand on truth. Like I don't have to kiss ass or fake to be something to appease your ego. Right. I am who I am. I'm my own Smiz the MoneyKid. You feel me? I know I am the money because I've created money out of nothing. I do the magic tricks. I know how to create something out of nothing. We all do, right? We come from that. That's what our grandmothers did, right? When there was nothing to eat.
Hey, that's why I say right now, like I think the industry is creatively broke. The industry is creatively broke because they're relying on people like us for their source, their content, for their new hits and whatnot. But the industry itself is creatively broke. They're not creating anything. We're the creators. But unfortunately, we have to go through the machine a lot of times. You know what I mean?
You know what?
Have to. You know,
I'm gonna let you in on a little secret. And this is for all aspiring artists. A lot of these labels, they might sign you, but they'll shelf you because you might just be a tax write-off. You may be needed. What they won't do is let an indie artist fuck up how their tax money is situated, right? Like if I have major artists that are already bringing in a certain amount of money and my taxes is set at a certain amount because of how much I generate and what I do, then of course I could get 500,000 here, 700,000 here, but I'm not gonna invest into your career unless I know that you'll become a multi-platinum selling artist, because then you add to my tax bracket. But if you don't fit the fold of my tax bracket, then me signing you is just a write-off. I don't want to make money from you. I want to be able to give you this money and write it off and have you in debt and then own the product. And I see mad artists. I know a lot of independent artists with record deals, but had no motion. And that's where the Office Boys came in at. We said, hey, for a small fee, what you want, marketing, promotion, social network, radio, we could do that. You got to pay us, though. We'll work your record for you. We'll get you all the little notoriety you want, but it's still on you. You still have to do the work. I could get you the look, but are you going to put in the work that sustains the look?
Exactly.
Most indie artists don't want to do that. They want to be coddled and catered to because that's what they see how major artists is. I put in the work.
Oh man,
I done been hand to hand out there. You know what I mean? Hand to hand, and I done had to do the free shows. You know what I mean? My album Folklore. I got an album called Folklore that I'm at maybe 120K plus streams on Spotify alone. You know what I mean? That's all organic. But with those, I did like a folklore box. I had like 50 CDs. I had the cover of the CD, and I had a box, an actual box made like the CDs. So when you open it, there's a CD in there. There was a thank you card. Some of them I had a big lighter. You know what I mean? That looked like the album, and that was just my way of trying to give people something tangible. You know what I mean? And I kept going back and forth to the post office so much. The mailman just happened to say, "Yo, what is this you keep mailing off?" I'm like, "Yo, this is my album." He was like, "For real?" He's like, "In this box?" I'm like, "Yeah, you know, people who wanted the physical, you know, I was selling it. I was mailing it out to them." I'm like, "Of course you could get it digital, but I just want to give you a keepsake of something that you could look at and be like, oh, you know what?" He went a little step beyond, because I'm from that era of the physicals. I love getting the CD and being able to read the credits and just being able to have that nostalgia feeling of a fan again. It's hard to be a fan with streams.
Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Because what is it?
That reminds me of one artist that we had, KO the Conspiracy, and for his album, he liked to distribute it to people physically because he's more inspired by like those of like Nas and Redman and people like that. So in that era, like they had the physical albums and things like that. And he said that just being able to do that, it creates more of a connection between him and his fans, you know. Yeah. So I can see that. And he also has like a show coming up.
Okay.
Week or so, something like that. But him just creating those connections it means more to actually see who's supporting you face to face as opposed to just having streams, you know, because you can't really make that connection through a screen like that.
Right.
I guarantee you, if you got physical copies and you really smashing it at a show, you're gonna sell out. You're gonna sell out because they're gonna say, you know what? I think shows is more of a feeling than what you're hearing. It's more than because I've done mad shows with people who don't know who I am, but I'm not afraid of the people, and I love what I do. So I know how to direct my energy. I know how to direct my voice, and I know how to talk directly to the people. And 9 times out of 10, you're gonna become an instant fan. And the next thing you want to know is, where can I find your music? So if I got a physical copy, it's like, here you go, right here.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Well, oh, you don't got a CD player? What you got? USB in there? I gotta have all facets though. Oh, I got a stream for you. I can airdrop it to you. You on the blockchain? Like I'm streaming on the blockchain. I don't know how many. I don't know if y'all know.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you about that. How that work? Tell me how that.
Well, with streaming on the blockchain, it's basically like their sites like Apple Music and Spotify and Tidal and all that, except their currency is crypto. Most streaming sites have their own cryptocurrency. And that's what they use as a means of paying for royalties. You just have to be wise enough to know how to convert the crypto into USDC, which would be the equivalent of digital cash. You know what I mean? But I love it because the blockchain is almost like it's new, but it's also
kind of experimental still in the sense, you think?
Yes, and it's untainted right now. Like, because you got to understand,
not regulated right now.
Right. But at the same time, you have smart contracts to where, like, Audius has to be one of the biggest. Orivon, too. Orivon, that's from the UK. That was one of the first crypto companies that I dealt with as far as music. But Audius is becoming like a Spotify because there have been some industry artists that invested in Audius. And the thing about Audius is they do what's called airdrops. And once you get the tokens are essentially like stock in the company. And when they first started, I was one of the most active 10,000 artists when they first started. So they did an airdrop and I got like maybe 1,000 tokens. You know what I mean? And from there, I just seen something where they sent me like 500 tokens because I'm still one of the most active artists. Why? Because I understand the platform doesn't mean anything. I have to still maintain who I am, whether I'm on the blockchain, whether I'm on Instagram, I'm on Facebook. I'm the same everywhere I go, and that's one of the things. Rest in peace, Miss Cleo. That's one of the things. Miss Cleo was a very dear near friend of me and my brother. She actually called me little bro. And that was one of the things that she said in meeting her was she noticed that we would be on Twitter talking our rhetoric, and she would see us on Instagram and Facebook and notice that our speech doesn't change. It doesn't matter the platform or who the audience is. Like, I'm not gonna bite my tongue. Like, I'm not Peter denying Jesus. You know what I mean? I'm not Judah. I'm not the one that's gonna say this here and then in front of the masses choke up. I'm not gonna. I can't. I refuse to bite my tongue. I wasn't raised to be that way, and I'm gonna stand on everything I believe in because I think that's what real men do. Real men stand on their word. We come from your word is your bond, and that's what real men stand on. Not just men, real women as well, right? Because if your mother told you something, she meant it. She wasn't playing, and so I try to keep that whole vibration when it comes to the music. And like with the blockchain thing, it was just something different to be able to have my music on and knowing that the crypto fluctuates, right? Because I could go and look at the crypto stock and see the value of the tokens. But again, if it shoots up, you feel me? Like moving on stock, you got to know how to, get in and get out. You got to know how to cash out. Even with the NFTs though, like I've actually sold an NFT. Which again, the NFT was the album cover for my album Folklore. So again, people say, well, how did you sell an NFT? It wasn't about the blockchain. It was more of my fan base. I had my fan base interested. Being raised in a small town, you come from nosy people. People are nosy. You feel me? So I use it to my advantage. Everybody want to see what's going on. So it's like, hey, you want to be nosy? This is what it is. Be nosy. You being nosy helps bring attention to what I'm doing because all I'm doing is putting my music out there, putting my message at the same time. I'm trying to deliver a message, but I'm trying to be the nigga with the, like, I'm the nigga in church with the hoodie on. Like, I get it. Like, the choir director, yes, he gets high. On Sunday, he gets paid to play the piano, and then we leave church, he's on the corner buying him a dub. It is what it is, but that might be my cousin uncle. You feel what I'm saying? Like, I can't, it is like it's what it is, right. I can't judge because we all got our vices. You know what I mean? We all deal with our own demons. So who am I to judge? But I understand it though. I understand how you can praise God in church and still have to fight demons when you leave. You know what I mean? Because we all have that internal fight. So, you know.
Hey, do us a favor, man. Tell everybody how to find you, how to find your music, you know, your social media handles and all that.
Okay, listen. Smiz space THE space MONEYKID. Smiz The MoneyKid on all platforms. That's Instagram, that's Twitter, that's Facebook, that's everywhere. And I did it, and for all you artists, make it simple for people to find you. Like if you make your socials and everything with your name in it, then all you have to do is tell them one name. I hate to say, go to Instagram, go underscore, go to Twitter and go hyphen. No, Smiz The MoneyKid on all platforms. Just do a Google search. Sometimes I Google search myself, right? Because you never know where you at. I find my music on fucking Japanese sites and fucking, I'm like, yo, this shit is dope. Like I can't understand the language, but I know, I got Spotify for artists and I have Apple for artists. So I can look at the analytics and be like, oh, they loving me in Brazil. Like, oh, they love this song. Okay, so now let me find what streaming platforms are in Brazil. You know what I mean? Now I'm like, okay, let me share this a little more because I know I have a fan base in Brazil and maybe in my tweet, I might add a Brazilian flag. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all marketing. You got to understand marketing too and understand your audience. So I'm Smiz The MoneyKid on all platforms, Spotify, whatever. Smiz The MoneyKid.
All right. Yeah. What you got, Ray?
I have no questions because he literally touched on a lot of different topics.
Man, I love this conversation, right?
I love it too. Listen, my whole thing, I want to be the artist that teach motherfuckers about the business.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't take away from me.
Yeah, I'm just like this was a very insightful and educational interview, like the most one we had so far.
Wow,
so, like anybody who was listening who is an aspiring artist or whoever is already, you know, in that field of the indie artist, like take heed to what he's saying, y'all, because he's not finna come here and tell you no bullshit, y'all. Like,
I
gotta be educated.
I'm not. How can I? I had to pay for school. Shit, no, I gotta earn that shit back. Like school. One thing I'm gonna tell you about school, though. I just want to say this: school. I loved school. School. I loved it because everything was dealing with the music. Was music. Actually, I was going to school to be an engineer. You know what I mean? That was like the focus, but and having post-production classes, I know how to score movies. You know what I mean? The music production class, we used to have to study 30-page contracts and have quizzes on them. You know what I mean? I had ear training courses where I had to learn, they had to teach us how to see with our ears and hear with our eyes, because when it comes to mixing and engineering, we were dealing with sound waves versus just the music. You know what I mean? Understanding what distortion is and operating levels, like and you know, going in and micing up bands and know how to use a patch bay and micing up the drums and the guitar and having each thing on a separate track and understanding the levels. Like I thoroughly enjoyed learning the business, and I interned. But in doing the interning, I realized that, yo, man, I'm a real one. You can't doughboy me. I'm not a doughboy. You can't send me to the store, go get your fucking sandwich. Like, that's the industry. Be a slave until I feel like you earn a right to come and sit in the office. No, like, I'm not going to kiss your ass to just be able to get a job, to be able to say, I went through it. No, I'm sorry. That's not me. And I have some friends who actually went through it, and they work within the industry now, and I commend them. But they are not artists. You feel me? And one last thing for y'all indie artists. One last thing. Y'all niggas with these jobs and shit, you will never make it as an artist if that shit is on the side. Music has to be second nature. The same way you get up and you take a shower and you brush your fucking teeth and put your clothes on, music has to be a part of that. It has to be a part of your life, innate part of your life, if you want to manifest those dreams of art. Because if not, it'll be just something you do when you get a chance to. On the side, when you have time. Yeah, and we know what side hustles are. It's just shit you do when you can. And I know a lot of artists who love the music, but they got jobs, right? Again, shout out to my brother Villa, because it's like he quit his job and relied strictly on the music with a wife and kids. You know what I mean? And realized you was able to maintain your household and your family off of the strength of your own power, believing in yourself and believing in your music. And it's gonna be hard. You know what I mean? It's gonna be hard. But if I jump off the building, I'm not thinking about going down. I'm going up. I know my wings coming out. I understand what I am, though. That's another. You have to know who you are and what you are.
Facts.
You know what I mean? If you don't know what you are as far as being a creation of powers that you can manifest within yourself, then nothing is going to work. Nothing's going to work, because there are going to be obstacles. The devil is going to test your gangster. And if it ain't you, the devil is going to test the people closest to you. And if it ain't them, it's going to be the person closest to them. You got to learn discernment, because all that shit is used to get in your way. I remember my grandfather said he had an old saying to tell me. He said, the boss man yell at the man come home and yell at the wife yell at the kids kick the dog, then the dog go bite somebody. I transfer energy. You know what I mean? Yeah. But if I discernment of the devil in my boss on my back, then it's my job to get that off of me before I come home and kiss my wife, instead of putting that energy on my wife. With this, she put it on the kids, and yeah, man.
Hey,
yeah.
Hey,
I love it. What you about to say, Ray?
Thank you.
I said he needs to come back, because I like how he talks.
Listen, anytime I can make it, I'm down, because I want to be able to. I had to get it out. I had to tell somebody, right? It's like I have to. I have done so much within the industry and so independently that I feel like there are not too many that knows and understands what I know and understand, because I've been through my own pitfalls. You know what I mean? I've had to deal with the rejections. I'm not afraid of no. Rejection don't tell me shit. Rejection that says that you don't get it, but that don't stop me. I just want a bag. If I can get a bag from you, let's listen, especially if you think you can take advantage of me. But I own all my music though. I'm almost at maybe 500 songs in my ASCAP catalog. You know what I mean? So I'm trying to make history. I'm trying to see who had the most songs ever published in the catalog. You know what I mean? Because it's like,
that's a serious catalog right there.
I mean, that's just writing though. You know, writing, I produce. So I have music that I produce for other artists. Yes, I produced that whole iPhone 13 album. You know what I mean? I produced for other artists. I've done 2 spoken word albums for shout out to my people's Shayna Gordon. Like I produced a spoken word album for her. You know what I mean? Because I love being creative. So even though I do rap and do music, I'm in all facets of art.
Of creative, okay.
Yeah, anything to be creative, it's all an extension of what we are. You know what I mean? So anytime we can come on the show, whether we want to talk about business, whether you want to do a show, we have people call up and they want to ask questions about how do I do this, how I go about doing that. That's what we're here for. I'm not a gatekeeper. You feel me? Like it doesn't take away from me to feed information to the people. I want it because the more empowering you are, the stronger we are. Right. And the more strong you become, the less you thinking about taking advantage of the next man. Because it's wicked out. It's wicked. It is wicked.
It is.
It's wicked.
So tell you what, Smiz, I want you to do me a favor.
Okay.
I want you to introduce the next song we're going to play.
Okay.
I think it's the song that you told me earlier.
Mind Games?
Mind Games. Yes, sir. Introduce that song for us.
All right. What y'all about to hear is a song called Mind Games. And the thing about this song, it's based on true events. I thought I had a baby and kind of find out it wasn't mine. So this song is kind of like, you know, I was dealing with mind games. She was playing mind games. I was going through my own mind games. The baby had their own mind games because they grew up with a father that wasn't her real father. You feel me? And then me and him had conversations and he believed he wasn't the father. And I'm like, yo, it's just a lot of mind games. And I'm one that I understand writing is therapy. So when I'm dealing with whatever I'm going through, I like to put it into the music or into the art. It's my way of getting it out of my system in a positive way. And maybe someone else can relate and be like, you know what? It may not be the same thing, but I understand that I've been through that situation and, you know, I can feel where you're coming from.
Right. All right. Hey, y'all, this is The MoneyKid, and this is Mind Games on Bump That Radio, y'all. Let's go.
Yes, sir. I like
all
that.
All right. Smiz The MoneyKid, man.
Yes, sir.
Yo, brother, it's been a blast, man. You one dope brother, man. I like that. I see where your head is, brother.
Thank you,
brother, man, and you got some things going, man. So we're gonna chop it up with you again. I love to bring you back on the show.
Yes, anytime, man. Anytime. Yes. Now I told you about my brother Villa, man. I'm gonna hook that up too because we went in he got the same energy just from a different perspective. And you know, anytime where we could empower the people, I'm all for it, man. I'm all for it. Yes.
So what you got, Ray?
Like I said, I don't have no questions because he's talking about so, like, the question I had here.
I love it. You know what? I with interviews and things of that nature, I always tell them, don't send me questions. I like it organic because I'm not gonna be fake. I like to just, you know, ask whatever you want to ask. It's my job to answer it or not. You know what I mean? That's why I ain't never been mad at Vlad then when they said Vlad is the feds and he get people locked up. Nigga, he doing his job. He asking questions. It's your job to not answer. You incriminating yourself. He's a journalist. Yeah. So listen, I love the energy. I love it. Yes.
That's what's up. Now, what I do want you to do, you say that you do promote other artists. Give them the information so they can get in tune with you with that. And as a matter of fact, you gave me an idea. I actually thought about it before, but I think it's something I should go ahead and do. Yeah, tell the people how to get in contact with you for promotional services and the things you have to offer on that level.
All right. I'm gonna make it real easy for you. Smiz The MoneyKid. DM me on Instagram, inbox me on Twitter, hit me on Messenger on Facebook. If you want to hit me on the email, SmizTheMoneyKid at Yahoo. Smiz The MoneyKid, all one word. SMIZTHEMONEYKID at Yahoo. That's hit me up and just let me know what you want to do. If you just want marketing promotion, if you just want social network, we have some people that just want to get on the radio. You just want to get your business tight, holla at me. There is a fee associated, of course, because it is work, but we work with all budgets. We're not money hungry. I mean, I got my business partner Villa. We'll chop it up with you on the phone. We'll see what you need. We ask you got a budget. If you got some type of budget, we'll work with it. Because at the end of the day, there's no amount of money that can pay for the value of knowledge. You know what I mean? Understand the business. That's all we aim to do, is to set you up. And the way we do it is we create an organic Gmail for you, or an organic email for you. We create an Instagram, a Twitter, and a Facebook on your behalf. Because with some artists, they always like to say, well, we had this amount of followers and we already had this. So we create something from scratch where we can show you this is what we've done organically. We give you access to all of those social platforms and access to the email address so that you can see all the correspondences with the radio stations, with the blogs and everything. We give you monthly reports, let you know what we did the previous and what's coming up. So, we try to make it very easy. And the whole job of us doing it for independence is that at the end of that 6 months or to a year, we want you to be able to stand on your own. We want to show you the tools. So now after the service is over, you can continue on. Most don't. I'm going to keep it real with you. Most don't. They let it go. They like the work. They like people working for them. It is what it is. It's like after that, they tend to fall off. Like, I'm not going to just work for you if you're not going to work for yourself. Because I'm good. I'm working for myself. And my brother works for himself, but we know together as the office boys, we're much powerful. So, he graduated from Full Sail, So business and music business administration, he has a bachelor degree, and I went to IAR, recording engineering and producer. So when we put our heads together with the knowledge, it's like it's hard to beat our dream team. So any indie artist, and not just any company, it ain't even about music. It's just about anything that you want to market, promote, because I feel the science of business is the same, no matter what the product is. You just have to understand your audience, what it is that appeals to them, and how you want to feed them. And be consistent. You have to be consistent. You have to be consistent, because you'll walk past a store 1,000 days when it's open. But that one day when you need them, if they close, it's hard for you to go back. I understand that. Yeah, you have to be open until you make some money and then stay open. And we 24 hours in the office too for any of your artists or businesses. If y'all need our help, we 24 hours. Our office never closed. Hit me up, Smiz The MoneyKid. They can contact you however, either one of y'all, yes. And we break bread too. We break bread. This ain't about money. If we can make some money, it's enough money for everybody, I think. What I mean? Anything we can put on the table, we can eat. Any independent authors, y'all want to know how to get your books out there? Shout out to my brother Villa. He got his book Fatherhood in 19. We did it independently. He in Barnes and Nobles. He's on Amazon. He in all the places you want to be, but we did it independent. You feel what I'm saying? So that way he know all the money goes back to him and his family. That's what we about, empowering yourself. So yeah, holla at me. Holla at the office.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
Out there, because I got a couple of books I want to put out.
Gangster.
There you go.
Yeah. And look, we even did something called Music Meets Leadership, where we were doing soundtracks to books to promote literacy. Because we realized that some kids wasn't interested in books. So we would read the book, learn the characters, and me and my brother Villa would create songs. Shout out to Bang. Bang would give us the music. We write the songs, put the single out. And when you hear the music, you like, oh shit, what is that? And then you realize, oh, the song is about the characters in the book. And it made people actually go read the book. So we like, okay, here's another way to promote literacy in a cool way. Yeah, exactly. And it's another way for you to monetize on your book, because you could do your audio book, put the music in the background, just have a soundtrack to your book. So you're able to make streaming money off of the single, and streaming money off of your audio book and physical money off of selling your book. Right there, you just created 3 revenue streams.
That's
all
dope.
off an idea. Yeah.
That's dope, bro.
Yeah, for sure. My book, it's a poetry book, so it's like a lot of different topics in there for sure.
Even better. Yes. Listen, whenever you want to chop it up, I get you on the line with my brother. He would know a little bit more than me, because I'm about to drop my first book called All the Rhymes Past the Margin is the name of my book. And this book is basically like I've written so much music that I don't write now. Like I write in my head. And I'm not, I know artists say this, and I'm not trying to be like a Jay-Z or Biggie, but I literally developed this from driving back and forth from New York to North Carolina, leaving the studio high, drunk, trying to stay alert. And the only thing that keep my mind active was putting on the instrumental, keeping my mind active so that I can be alert. Rolling the window down, putting the AC on, that shit don't work. I don't do coffee. None of that works except keeping the brain active. And by the time I got to North Carolina, it's like, oh shit, I got a song and I remember it. So then it became a thing. But I look back and I have years of notebooks that I wrote songs in, and all I'm doing is photocopying it and turning it into a book. Yeah, with just my regular scribbles and all that. Like, I'm just documenting my life, because if I don't, who will? You know what I mean?
Right. Now you come from the time of ADATs and shit, right?
With ADATs, reel to reels, yes,
vinyls, reels, 1-inch, yeah.
They've been in the game from a youngin, man. Shout out to my moms, man. I gotta say this. I remember when I asked my mom for a drum set, and my mom actually bought me a drum machine. She bought me a drum machine that had drumsticks but headphones attached to it. So I said, damn, I'm able to have drums, but my mom was wise enough to get me something to where the sound wasn't gonna be so disturbing. So, and that was like my first lane into production, getting into creating my own music. So shout out to my mom for putting me on that path, because without that, I don't know if I would have went that route. You know what I mean? I don't know. Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah, man.
Well, yeah, y'all, we got Smiz The MoneyKid. Man, it's been a blast, brother.
Yes, thank you.
Back again. I'm glad you came.
Wait. Don't close out yet.
Go ahead, my fault.
So now it's the thing. We just started it today.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Uh-oh.
So if any artist who comes on for indie night and do an interview with us, we gotta go with a freestyle.
We gotta do what?
We got
a freestyle.
Yeah, let's get it. Come on. Let's go, bro.
Oh,
I know you got one under the sleeves. I know
it has been so long since I keep them in the chamber though. I'm from that era.
I know.
You know, we like to talk, so we like to all right. You thought I was just joking, huh? Nah, son, I'm mad serious. Real with this music shit. I live with those instruments trapped inside my head. The spirits of the dead be transforming through my legs. I'm dancing like a Fred Astaire, a Sammy Davis tapping down the stairs. I swear, I feel just like Ella Fitzgerald, my square. Will never compromise, cause my eyes stay focused on the prize. I bow, then I rise. It's I'm king. I shine, I beam. My lights so bright, the stars, they sing to me. My angel, beware of danger. Be careful of strangers. The devil is clever indeed. But me, I come from greed. I'm born from lust. I cut, I bleed. I feed just like the beast do. Hunger make you savage like young with a pistol. I hope I don't die tonight. The hood is in my bloodline. Slaves in my past life. Needles in my daddy arm. Almost took his life. Mama steady praying, but the devil steady playing. The ice can bring him back to this life. If he patient, hear prayer from a Holy Ghost. Waiting on the pearly gates. Heart way against a feather. Him and God face to face. Tales from a prisoner caught up in the prism of the mental bacteria. Welcome to America. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yo.
It's been a long time, man. It's been a long time since I've been asked. It's been a minute. I love it though. It's been a minute. I always like when people do freestyles. You hear something, say something though. You know what I mean? I don't want to just rhyme. I'm gonna throw some ignorant shit in there, but I'm gonna bring it back around. I mean, we from the hood. That's all you hear all day is ignorant. But at the same time, you always had. I'll come from praying mamas. You feel me? I come from praying mamas and strong fathers and strong uncles and loving aunts. So I understand the value of what you do out in the street reflect on your family. So I try to be mindful. If I'm going to do the bullshit, then I'm going to own it. But I know that I got to be mindful of what I do because I don't want to make my mother look bad or my father look bad when they say, "You seen little Smiley down there doing that dumb shit?" Like, man, nah. So anytime I got an audience, I want to say something. You feel me? I'm gonna have some ignorant shit, but I'm gonna balance it out. You know what I mean? Because my dad, that was real. My father, God bless him, he passed away not too long ago. That was needles in my daddy arm. Yeah, almost took his life. Mama said he praying like that ice can bring her back. Yeah, they had to put him in the bathtub, put ice on his body to bring her back. He'd pray from a Holy Ghost because he on his way out. Heart way against the feather, him and God face to face. Tales from a prisoner caught up in the prison of that mental bacteria. Welcome to America. This is what America does. You go in the military, you fight for your country, you come home with nothing, and you turn to drugs. And then the drugs become your life. You know what I mean? You use that to fight their PTSD. And so many of our fathers and uncles have been through that. Come home for the military on drugs, heroin, and then have to fight to find their lives again because they realize you fought for a country who didn't give a fuck about you.
Right.
You know, so welcome to America. Yeah, that's my little, you know what I mean? Yeah. That's how I feel about my Uncle Sam.
That's what's up.
Thank you.
Well, man, and we appreciate it, brother. We're going to get back with you. We will definitely be talking to you again. Ray going to be hitting you up.
Yes, please hit me on the inbox, and I definitely plug you on my brother, and we'll help you out with the book thing. Whatever you want to do, we point you in the right direction.
All right, say less. Got it.
Yes.
Right. Peace, bro.
Love. Peace. Love is love. Peace and power.
Yes.
Yeah.
And yes. Hey, that brother's dope.
So.
And I've been trying to get with him. I've been trying to, well, no, I'm not going to say that. I've been wanting to get with him for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But
now we got him.
Yep. So, man, hey, it's been a blast. Sorry couldn't last. I'm going to put some wind behind my black ass. This has been the All Indie Show with P.O. and RayTheWriter.
Yes.
Holla.